Good morning, Primary 7s. It's Mrs. Marsters here today, and I'm going to be giving you the input today for Primary 7 Maths for Tuesday, the 9th of February 2021. So our learning intention today is we are developing our understanding of the grid method of multiplication. So last week we were looking at the lattice method for multiplication, and we've been working on our multiplication strategies that can help us when we have to multiply a couple of numbers together. Today we're going to be looking at a new method, and this is the grid method. Now the grid method of multiplication is a little bit like partitioning, and we do some of the similar steps. We just lay it out in a grid formation, and that allows us to keep it neater and allows the numbers to stay together. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through the mild question first. Okay, now the mild task today is we're looking at multiplying 2 digits by 1 digit. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to take our number, which is 14, multiplied by 7, and we're going to partition it out into our box like we have done before with the partitioning method. So we're going to partition 14 into 10 and 4, and 7 is just 7 units. Then what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the numbers out. So 7 times 10 is 70, and 7 times 4 is 28. What we then need to do is we then need to add these numbers together. So we've got our chimney sum over here. Again, it's really important when we're adding our numbers together to make sure that our numbers are lined up correctly in their columns. So I'm going to write my 70, and then I've got to make sure that my 28 is lined up in my tens and units. Okay, and now we add them together. 0 plus 8 is 8, and 7 plus 2 is 9. So the answer to 14 times by 7 is 98. Okay? So what we did was we made a grid. Now, if we've got 2 digits, we need to make sure that one of the is 2 columns wide and one of the sections is 1 column wide, because we've got 2 digits and 1 digit here. Okay? We then partition our numbers into tens and units, and we write them in our title headings. We then multiply our numbers out, create a chimney sum, add the numbers together, and we can write it in our answer box. What we would like you to do today is we would really like you to lay all your sums out with a grid and your chimney sum so that your teachers can see you're working. That helps us understand and work out if there's any steps that we need to go over again. Okay? Now I'm not going to ask you to go away just yet, because at the end of this video I have a Kahoot code for you, and I would like you to stay put for that. So if you'd like to stay with us, we're going to look at the hot challenge for today. So the hot task, we are going to be doing 2 digit by 2 digit multiplication. So just as before, we're going to partition our numbers out. So 24 becomes 20 and 4, and 17 becomes 10 and 7. And we're going to multiply those out. So 10 times by 20 is 200, and 10 times by 4 is 40. 7 times by 20 is 140, and 7 times by 4 is 28. Now we're going to put these into our chimney sum. So again, we need to make sure that we line them up in the correct places. So we've got 200 and 140 and 40 and 28. Now you might notice that I haven't written the numbers in my chimney sum across the way or down the way specifically. What I've done is I've put them in order of number, 200 being the largest number and 28 being the smallest number. This just helps me make sure that I am lining my numbers up in my chimney sum. So let's add them together. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8 is 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. Plus 2 is 10. So I'm going to put my 0 there. I'm going to carry my 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. Plus 1 is 4. So the answer to 24 times by 17 is 408. Let me move my paper up a little second. So next we're going to go on to the spicy challenge. Now the spicy challenge today, you're going to be looking at 3-digit multiplication by 2-digit. And it has got exactly the same steps as the mild and the hot task. Okay? So what we need to do is, as you can see, I've already partitioned our numbers out. 233, 230 and 3. And 17, 10 and 7. And we're going to multiply those together. So 10 times by 200 is 2,000. 10 times by 30 is 300. And 10 times by 3 is 30. Now 7 times by 200 is 1,400. And 7 times by 30 is 210, and 7 times by 3 is 21. Now again, it's really important because now we have 6 numbers we need to add together. So we need to make sure that they're definitely lined up. And again, I'm going to start with the largest number and work down to the smallest number because I know that's going to help me make sure they're in the right place in their chimney sum. So we have 2,000, 1,400, 300, 210, 30 and 21. Now when you're doing this, make sure you've got lots of room and you don't have to scoosh your little one in at the bottom. So let's add them together. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1 is 1. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1 plus 3 is 4 plus 2 is 6. 0 plus 4 plus 3 is 7 plus 2 is 9 and 2 plus 1 is 3. So the answer to 233 times by 17 should be 3,961. Now, you can pause this video and go back and rewind it and watch the steps as many times as you'd like. I'm going to give you the code for our Kahoot quiz today. So our Kahoot quiz will be checking the steps that we did. Okay, so there are 4 questions on our Kahoot quiz. And what I would like you to do is go to www.kahoot.com, and then in the top right-hand corner, there's a button that says play. I'd like you to enter the number 08539349. There's 4 questions for you. I would really like you to use your first name and your initial, because this Kahoot quiz is for the whole of Primary 7 and 6-7 at Buckenhaven, and we need to make sure that we know who is answering the questions. Okay? So no nicknames today, please. Just your full first name and your initial. Now, if you need any help with any of the steps that we've gone over today, I have a drop-in session between 10 a.m. and 10:30 if you're in my class P7A. Miss Faulkner has got a drop-in at 1:30 to 2 p.m. for P7B, And Mrs. Allen's drop-in is between 2 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. Okay? So there is that Kahoot quiz number again, and we will make sure it's in your assignments. And remember, when you are answering your questions, we would like to see your working, and we would like you to use the grid method for multiplication today.